Here it goes. I'm Barbara. You can find me on Instagram at Poetic Healing. I have a blog, website, www.poetic-healing.com. I'm a creative. I love to do a lot of different things. You can find some of my music and poetry on SoundCloud. Now, let's just jump right in. It's going to be a little bit awkward, but it's okay. That's the reason why I've decided to take a leap and actually start a YouTube channel. And it's something that I've been thinking about for years. I have a YouTube channel called Created to Inspire, where I would conduct interviews of my amazing friends who are, singers, financial advisors, actors, just a number of beautiful people who have a lot of wisdom and insight to share. And so that's one of the things I've always been interested in doing, is telling the stories of everyday people and learning from one another and inspiring and uplifting one another. So my comfort zone for most of my life has been behind the scenes. And that's been a very safe zone for me. Mainly because I just settled into that role. There was a lot of fear around public speaking and sharing my actual thoughts and beliefs and opinions. Which leads me to the reason why I'm doing this channel. It's timely for me. It's important for me because I'm at a point in my life where I've been doing a lot of work on activating and working out my throat chakra. And a lot of, the issues with blockages in your throat chakra is related to your root chakra, right? The foundation, the support system of who you are. Being able to effectively communicate who you are and what you want. Setting boundaries, and I think there's a direct correlation, and that's an area that I've struggled with, and I've been taking a lot of steps to work through it. Performance is different when I perform poetry, spoken word, or if I'm hosting an event, an open mic, or just a dinner party. It's easier to relate in that way because I don't feel the pressure in the same way. And then the people that are closest to me, I get to be vulnerable with them. My journey has kind of led me to this point. Now that I am posting more content on my social media, I started a podcast on Anchor. And I'm very excited about it. I post it every Monday. It's called Collective Energy Weekly Tarot Pull, because I've been studying tarot cards. I find it interesting, and if you're interested in that sort of thing, please follow me and listen in on Mondays. I've also published 3 books of poetry. If you're interested in that, you can find them all on Amazon or on lulu.com. And I'll leave some of that information in the description box. Back to the intro for this video, which is I needed to do this for myself. I'm doing this for myself. I'm doing this as an exercise to really kind of break me out of the anxieties associated with speaking up for myself, knowing that the silencing that was done or expected of me growing up is no longer a reality in my current world, in my current environment. And it's really the thoughts that I have of that would perpetuate it, that energy around me, if that makes sense. I'm Haitian American. I was born in Haiti, grew up in Miami. Shout out to this month and all my Haitians. It's currently Haitian Heritage Month. Yesterday was Haitian Flag Day, so I'm very proud to be Haitian. I'm very proud to have had the experiences that I've had with the different cultures in Miami. And of course, every culture has its upsides and downsides, right? Things that are healthy and things that are a little bit more toxic. Family dynamics can be very toxic because there are just things, ways of communicating or not, that's passed down that don't really support any type of internal or external growth. One of them being that, children are oftentimes seen and not heard, right? You can't have an opinion. You can't express yourself freely. You can't be realized as an artist. And you can't step outside the lines or the box that has been prepared for you. And so for me, there was a lot of expectation growing up to be perfect, to become a professional, to become a doctor or a lawyer. That was my parents' goal for me. And you can try to fit your children into a box, and at some point they will break out of that box, and it may cause it may be detrimental to them in the future, or it may be a smooth transition. You never really know. Everyone is different, which is why I think it's important for adults nowadays. I don't have any children yet, but for adults who work with children or who have children to be very, very mindful of the type of teachings and the ways that you communicate and facilitate their growth. They just got into this world. They just got here, right? Their lifespan compared to yours is like nothing, right? So when you enter a new environment and things to experience, it's like you need to take the time to have those experiences. Children need to explore, feel all of their emotions, engaging all of their senses. It's unfortunate for a lot of children that there are those barriers given by adults, given by other kids in school through bullying, given by certain systems and structures like religion or, certain organizations or societies that really shape the foundation, right? This is root chakra stuff, that begin to give that child their identity. So one of the things is, not only did I have a lot of restrictions at home, right, where I was very limited when it came to speaking my truth. I didn't have a lot of practice in that at home. So thank God, I found an outlet, and it was writing. I took up writing, whether it was poetry, short stories. I was reading books a lot. I was writing songs. I would, be in class. I remember being in science class in 6th grade, and I had written this story. It was like 15, 16 pages, handwritten front and back, and I begged my teacher to let me type it on his computer. And this was science class. It had nothing to do with science class, but, he believed in me, and he was like, this is really amazing. Like, yes, please. If you're done with your work, you can go and type up your story on the computer. Because I didn't have a computer at home at that time. But I was fortunate to have some very influential teachers who cultivated and really tried to give me an outlet for my creativity. And then I had some teachers who weren't as aware, and were very disappointing in that way. For example, I had an art teacher who was a beautiful woman of color, so she just seemed really cool to me. And she was my art teacher in elementary school. And she was probably one of the first couple of teachers that bullied me because I always laughed, you know? A lot of times when you have anxiety or depression, which I did grow up with, right? There is, sometimes you have nervous laughter. And so she would call me, you know, like Miss Giggles or Laughing Gas. And then of course the kids would laugh, blah, blah, blah. And so one day I was laughing, she caught me laughing and called me out. I got in trouble and I got detention for laughing in art class where we're just coloring and putting different fabric and pieces together. Of all places, you don't know what environment that child is coming from in their home setting or what they're facing in school on a day-to-day basis. And so even educators, I challenge you to, you know, to think about what you're saying to the kids and to be mindful that you're fostering their growth and allowing them to be themselves. Making sure that you're not placing the same sort of limitations on them that they may be experiencing at home. So there were a number of those incidents with teachers where I would get in trouble for things that I was accused of maybe by another student, and not told what I did, but would just be punished. So that happened a lot. I would find myself just being punished for something, whether it was holding a stack of books up in the air for like half an hour or hit with the ruler. I don't actually recall any adults communicating with me. It was just bam, bam, because I said so, and you're not going to get an explanation why. So these things don't really support a child to be able to hone in on their own internal strength. And they tend to learn these things a little bit later in life. And I won't speak for everybody, but I'm at least going to speak for myself and a lot of the people that I know in terms of friends or family who have struggled with the same things, right? So those are some of the examples that I wanted to share. I'm focused on holistic growth through authenticity, vulnerability, and sharing. And being able to pass down that wisdom. I'm starting this channel. It's for me. It's like a video diary because I have so many written diaries, and I'm sure a lot of you do too. I write on everything. It's great to process, and I've done a lot of processing, but a lot of it won't ever be seen. Some of them were burned, some of them are ripped, some of them faded, or, you know, whatever, but I want to use this video platform as a way to kill two birds with one stone. I reached another milestone. So yeah, that's why I'm doing it. It's part of activating my throat chakra, like I said, and I'm probably gonna talk about just things that I'm interested in, which is spiritual development, spiritual concepts, healing childhood wounds, healing in general, knowledge of self and authority over self, being the monarch of your own life, as opposed to adopting other people's philosophies and ways of doing things and ways of thinking that don't really support your true nature. These are the things that I'm interested in talking about. So, yeah, join me if you are. I don't know what I'm gonna name this channel yet, but by the time this goes up, the name will be there. So, yeah, I told you this was gonna be awkward. I didn't write a script or anything for this, and I really just kind of choose to free flow, have my stream of consciousness, just like I do with all these notebooks. The writing tends to be a little bit more elegant though and put together. And so here you're gonna hear a lot of ums and, you know, hesitation and waiting for things to come out, because that's the process for me right now. I'm not necessarily that person all the time. I'm an introverted extrovert. I do like my solitude. I'm a Pisces after all, so I love my alone time and my introspective time. Yeah? Okay. So, made it through the first episode, I guess. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Have a great day. Bye.